So the next segment we're going to talk about today is Aaron Rodgers. Now, Aaron Rodgers has been the bane of my existence ever since I was a small child. For those of you who don't know, I am currently and have been for my whole life living in the state of Illinois. And by default, that means I am subject to the brutal punishment that Aaron Rodgers puts on the Bears twice a year, every year. My family, being giant Bears fans, have nearly attempted assassination on Aaron Rodgers multiple times, and I can't say I blame them. That's a joke. For legally speaking, that's a joke. But anyway, if you're a Bears fan, you know exactly what I mean. And if you're not a Bears fan, then watch Bears games from the perspective of a Bears fan against the Packers, and you'll get it. But Aaron Rodgers, I think it's pretty well documented that he is, how you say, a strange fella. He does some quirky things, and he has recently completed a darkness retreat to decide if he wants to get paid $50 million to play quarterback or not. Um, and the purpose of the darkness retreat was to kind of clear his mind, think about if he wants to play football again, if he wants to play for Green Bay, kind of what happened. So he went on that darkness retreat for 4 days and just came back and hasn't made a formal decision yet, which I get. He's pretty probably gonna have to make one before the draft. He's got about a month and a half, 2 months, and then he's kind of got to get his decision out before the Packers can do shit. Definitely before then. But I'm going to talk about kind of Aaron Rodgers and what I think he's going to do. And then if he gets traded, kind of what teams or what compensation would be able to acquire him. So starting off, I think Aaron Rodgers is coming back to play football. I think that Aaron Rodgers is pretty overdramatic about a lot of things. And I think that he's doing this whole thing. He knows he's coming back. Um, he wasn't the problem in Green Bay, but I think he kind of gets that the Packers want Jordan Love. They want to play Jordan Love. They want to play their first round pick, right? Um, but Aaron Rodgers is definitely coming back, in my opinion. I'd be shocked if he retired. So he's gonna come back. He's gonna get paid, $50 million a year that he's making. And when it comes to the Packers, I'm not sure if the Packers want Aaron Rodgers back. And what I mean by that is again, I think they have Jordan Love, who they want to start, and they want to see what they have in him. But I also think that there's reports coming out that they're kind of sick of his antics. They're sick of the he's here, he's not, he's here, he's not. Oh, I might play. Oh, I might not play. They're kind of getting sick of all that. And for a guy who's aging, and for a guy who is um, probably never going to reach the levels that he was a few years ago, maybe you give Jordan Love a shot, right? So I think Aaron Rodgers is coming back. I think the Packers are growing a little sour with him, and they will probably want to move on from him. So the logical solution there is to trade Aaron Rodgers. Um, However, Aaron Rodgers is tricky. So if Aaron Rodgers says he wants to come back and play only for the Packers, and they try to trade him, he could just be like, "Nah, fuck you, I retire." Um, which is ironically a move that Rob Gronkowski made when the Patriots traded him to the Lions. He said, "No, I'm retired," and it was just hilarious. Um, but but Aaron Rodgers could do that. He could not play. He could refuse to play for certain teams. Anything's on the table with Aaron Rodgers. But assuming that he doesn't pull the diva card to the fullest extent, um, I think the Packers would want to trade him. And I think that there are a few teams that really make sense for the Packers to trade with. And I'm going to kind of narrow down. I'm going to give four teams that I think make the most sense to acquire Aaron Rodgers, and then I'm going to eliminate a few of them. So I think team number one that makes sense to acquire Aaron Rodgers is the San Francisco 49ers. Obviously, Brock Purdy and Trey Lance, you have a question mark at quarterback there. But outside of the quarterback position, the 49ers roster is stacked to the fullest extent. Um, so Aaron Rodgers comes to San Francisco. He's got two great receivers, an all-pro tight end, all-pro left tackle, an all-pro running back, good offensive line, great defense. He's got everything you could want. Great head coach, um, literally everything you could want. So I think San Francisco would be a great landing spot for Aaron Rodgers if if they could compensate Green Bay enough, and if they could figure out the salary cap. Which those are two big ifs, because I know San Francisco doesn't have a first or a second this year, so it'd have to be next year's, and then it kind of gets weird, whatever. Um, and then obviously salary cap wise, you have to pay Nick Bosa soon. I don't know where Aaron Rodgers 50 million kind of fits in there, so I'm gonna put them as like a sleeper team. I wouldn't bank on the 49ers, but I think it makes sense for the 49ers to do it. Another team that I think makes a lot of sense is the Tennessee Titans. Massive hole at quarterback. Um, the problem with the Titans is they're not a very good team overall, so the appeal for Rodgers to want to go there is probably not very high. Um, and all the Titans really have right now that's like for sure solid is Vrabel is a good coach. Derrick Henry, Traylon Burks is probably pretty good. Um, but the defense is pretty good. It's okay, whatever. But again, if you're the Titans, you have a lot of capital invested in Ryan Tannehill. You just took Malik Willis last year. Are you gonna go trade for Aaron Rodgers? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But obviously, they need a quarterback, and they need a injection of life. Um, I don't know how Aaron Rodgers' personality would blend with the Titans and Mike Vrabel. I think that might cause some rifts. Um, but I'll put the Titans again as another sleeper team. I think the two most obvious teams and the two teams that everybody is kind of saying is going to happen would either be the New York Jets or the Las Vegas Raiders. Let me be clear. Call me Obama. Let me be clear. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Jet. If he gets traded, I think he's getting traded to the Jets. The Jets, from every team last year, had the most obvious case of great roster, bad quarterback, right? Um, and so, if you're Aaron Rodgers, the Jets are a good spot for you. Nathaniel Hackett, his guy, is now the offensive coordinator there. The Jets have a top 13 pick in this draft that they could ship to Green Bay. So compensation lines up. Aaron Rodgers wanting to go there lines up. Um, it all kind of works. I think it just makes the most sense. Now, the other team that makes a lot of sense to me is the Raiders. Devontae Adams being a huge part of that. The Raiders really desperately need a quarterback. Um, I don't know how Aaron Rodgers would feel about Josh McDaniels. I have no clue. Maybe if I know him and Brady talk, I know maybe if Brady puts in a good word, he would want to go to Vegas. But my money would be on the New York Jets to trade for Aaron Rodgers if anybody trades for him. Other sleeper teams, maybe like Carolina, could make a big swing. But again, I don't know if there's a lot of offensive talent there that Aaron Rodgers would want. Indy could make a move at him, give Green Bay number 4. That would be a very steep price, though. I don't know if I would do that. Um, but they have options. But I would book the Jets as the favorite here, followed by the Raiders, and then Titans and Niners, and maybe the Panthers. But that's kind of my thoughts on Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Rodgers' situation. Let me know what you guys think down below. And yeah, let's go ahead and get to the next segment.